MTN SME Hub. Link to growth. Link to success. Link to the ultimate resource for business advice and insights.
Welcome back to the Big Small Business Show. And to remind you, in studio with us, we've got Heidi Brauer. She is helping us think through marketing for our small and medium-sized businesses. She is the brand mama. And we're talking about, in today's show, we're talking about the recipe of putting this all together, all this marketing stuff together so that we become successful as marketers and we therefore become successful as businesses. You touched on in the last section agendaless meetings, right? What is an agendaless meeting? It sounds like a chat.
Well, it is actually. The years ago, I was in a market research company for a dozen or so years. It was one of the leading research companies in SA, but we used to get put all the time into, I call it cost per interview dungeon. How much is yours? How much is yours? Okay, we choose the cheapest. And we decided then to reposition ourselves as your thinking partner. And that meant that we needed to understand the business of your business. Instead of taking a brief and saying, how many interviews do you want them? 20 minutes, one open-ended question, face-to-face. We said, what's your business objective? What's keeping you awake at night? Now let me design something that will answer some of those questions for you. And that's what we need to be able to do. We need to understand the business objectives, what's keeping you up at night, because then I can be in service of that. And agendaless meetings for me have always been the best way. You know, you shoot the breeze, you talk a little bit of rubbish about golf, well, not me about golf, but just connect with a person beyond your roles and understand the business of their business. Because often what happens in marketing is someone comes to you and says, I want a brochure, and you're an order taker, and you give them a brochure or a party with a camel. That really happened. But what you need to do is you need to say to me, I need to sell more of these things to those people. Can we think through it? Now, being comfortable enough to have that kind of interaction comes from building trust. And building trust comes from spending time together. And that's why I say agendaless meetings. Catch-ups, call them catch-ups. Make people feel more comfortable. But at that meeting, you hear about the person's kids and about their holiday and whatever, and then you say, how's business? And you talk to one another. And then you are better able to serve the business needs, because that's what you're there for, not there just to be Chinese. And so I love, and I have found the enormous value at the highest level in a big corporate of spending time with someone and understanding what's going on in their head.
And is what's going on in the head of the CEO or the owner or the entrepreneur the right thing? Because what I'm concerned about now is that they might, everyone comes with their own perspective, and everyone, as I'm sure you've found out, everyone thinks they're a great marketer, but not necessarily. So what happens in that chat when the person is saying, my objective is X, and we have to do this. Now it's the client, and it's the CEO. There's an ego there, and they're saying we've got to do this. How do you manage that?
Well, I think I said a little bit earlier in one of our conversations, you've got to be careful of a sample of one.
Yeah.
So I'm not only having agendaless meetings with the CEO, I'm having them more broadly across the business, so I can triangulate the data and I can sense check it, because it's dangerous to have a sample of one. You might not be the smartest peanut. I mean, maybe you are, but and so that I can play back the opportunity to have a view over the whole thing, and also to lobby if you have a creative concept, is taking it one-on-one. It's not about dividing and conquering, as one of my CEOs once said. It's about really having the time to listen to people and then go, okay, 2 out of 4 said this, or 3 out of 4 said that, and taking it on so that the work is better, I'm going to repeat, in service of the business objective. So it's not only a one-on-one, it's a multi-party relationship that you have to generate.
You spoke about too many acronyms, but you've got another acronym for us, which is WIGSOP.
I do.
What is WIGSOP?
WIGSOP, here it is. WIGSOP stands for the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Forgive me, it's imperfect, but it does the job. And that really is about integrating everything and everybody. Because if a brand is a promise made and a promise kept, if that bank didn't tell its call center about its ad campaign, if I sat in a meeting once of 18 people, I'm trying not to identify, there was a sales division exco member and a revenue management exco member, and they both had different versions of the truth. How can we both all be lined up behind the business objective if we're not wig-sopping? So for me, the more time you spend in agendaless meetings, the more time you spend understanding what's keeping people up at night, the more you integrate everything and everybody in your plans for your marketing, the more you listen, get input here. Because my objective as the person accountable for your marketing, whether inside the business or outside, is to do what's best for the business, not what's best, not because I want my idea to win. It has to be what's best. And some of the best input I ever had was from actuaries and accountants, CAs, and engineers, actually, as it happens. So when you integrate everything and everybody, you will have better ideas in service of growing your business. And that's my deep belief.
We're going to have to take a break now. When we come back, we go into the final part of our 3-week masterclass with Heidi Brauer. So go take that toilet break, go make that cup of tea, and come back and listen to the final part of today's Big Small Business Show.
MTN SME Hub, link to business success.